What's up everyone, we're back with the WRX suspension project, and today we're going to take this OEM hub which has OEM studs and OEM lug nuts, and we're going to upgrade these studs to extended ARP wheel studs, and we're also going to change out the lug nuts for black steel open-ended extended lug nuts. So now to get out these lug nuts, all we need to do is push them out from the front. And to do that, we're going to use this ball joint tool. It can be rented from an auto parts store. We want to make sure there's enough room in this gap so that the back will press through. Now as I tighten this, it's going to push it out. As I worked through the rest, I ran into a problem with the last one where the press kept slipping off the stud. To resolve this, I screwed a nut onto the end about halfway. Now they're all pressed out. So the way I'm going to do the rest is I'm going to screw this little nut on so it holds this pin in place. That way I won't have that problem again. Nice new ARP wheel studs. And now since I need to pull these up and in, we're going to use these. This is where I needed the pass-through lug nuts. Some nice black. We're going to hand tighten the lug nut against the washer. It helps if you grease them, and then the impact gun will pull the stud into the bearing. This is how it looks when it's all installed. I know most of you are probably installing these on the car, so let's jump into that. We're going to use the same process as off the car, as well as using the same nut to make sure the press doesn't slip. Alright, so now for our next obstacle. I was able to extract the regular wheel studs out, but since we have extended studs, they don't fit in here. So now we need to take off the wheel bearing. The wheel bearing is held on by 4 bolts in the axle nut. I'm in the process of rebuilding my suspension, so these were only hand tightened at this point, but for the original removal I used an impact. The wheel bearing also will not just come out like this in most cases. You should rent a wheel bearing removal tool from your local auto parts store. We just spin this a little bit, drop them all back behind here, line it back up. Alright, that's tightened down. I'll torque it down later. Got our greased up washer, slide her on over. Take our lug nut, get it started on here. There is a tool out there that does the same thing as the washers, except it has bearings on the inside to help it spin, but we have washers on hand, so that's what we're using. This is what it looks like after the fact. Now that the studs are installed, I can move on to the front and rear end reassembly. So subscribe for those videos. And this is what it looks like with dirty wheels thrown on.